Right, so in this exercise, practice 5A, we're going to be adding doors and windows to the model. First thing we want to do is open up a new file, go to the floor plan view, which is called first floor plan, and then we're going to start adding some doors. And typically we just want to look at the plan pretty easy, so we want to hide the grid, so we can select one grid. Once we've selected one of the grids, we can right click on it, we can then choose hide, and instead of choosing elements, which hides one at a time, we want to choose the whole category, and all the grids will disappear. We then want to start adding some doors, so how about we start with the door command, and then the properties palette, let's choose the correct door, which is a single flush. We want a 915 by 2134. Okay, and then once we do this, we also want to make sure we put a tag on placement. Click that little button there, and then how about we zoom down to here, and if it's wrong, we just want to hit spacebar. We want to make sure it's about 300 off. We want to click in there, and then we want to change the number to 101. Fingers crossed, every door will then be larger than that number. Okay, so we want the door, we want a tag on placement, that's the correct door. And there they all are, with their little door tags, which are their door numbers. Alright, so now we've used one door, we might want to swap them out. So let's select all the interior doors, and then we want to change them to a slightly smaller size. Okay, an easy way of doing that also is just to select a whole lot of elements. Once we've got them, let's hit the filter button, click check none, and then we only want to then select the doors, which are then highlighted blue, and then we can then change them to the correct door style. We can then come into here, some double doors in here, and we give us some doors, double glass one, 1830 times 2134. Place the door at the end of the hall. And then we want to make sure it's equal, so we can select the door, and how about we say we want some aligned dimensions, and let's just click on the wall and tab, click on the wall, make sure we tab and select the outside face, and then how about we select the center of the door, and they're a bit wrong, so once we've got that dimensioning, there should be a little EQ symbol. How about we pick that, the dimensions now equal. We can then select the dimension because we don't want to really have this there. We can hit delete, little error pops up, and we want to say yes, we want to keep that constraint. Okay, now we can come into this part of it here. We're going to load a door in now. So again, we go into the door command, and we want to click load family. We want to go to the fundamentals folder, wherever it is. Okay, so it's not that one there. Let's go to the metric library, architecture, components, doors. Try doors, and we want to find one that looks like a double flush, double acting. It looks like we've got the best one we can get. We can load it in. Once it's loaded in, a little 3D view pops up. And there it is. There's that task completed, all the doors. Right, so we now go task 3, open the floor plan level 2. Let's open that. And if we want to, we can turn off the grids, which sounds pretty good. So let's select one of them, right click on it, and say we want to hide the categories. Let's start the door command. Select our M single flush. 915 times 2032. Okay, let's put a door in the hallway, sorry, into the stairwell, and then what we're going to call this is 201, and then let's start putting these doors in here. Okay, so there's that. So yep, that looks pretty good to me, that looks pretty good to me, looks pretty good to me. Okay, likewise with the commands, we can use the mirror. Okay, but the tags don't fall over. So how about we just carry on with those. Fix the doors there. There we go. Okay, we're going to do the little door next. Let's try our smaller one. Okay, well, let's try our bifold. How about that? Okay, so we can put a door in there. Once it's put in there, we can select it. How about we make it bigger? Yep, that looks like it. And if we need to, we can just use the arrow keys to do that one there again. There's the bifold door. Bifold door. Looks pretty good to me. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is this little door here. So again, we start the door command. Looks like a pretty little door, so how about we select one of these doors here. We can click on edit type, and we're going to make up a new size. So this one here, we want to duplicate it, and we want to then write out our name for our new size. Once once we've got a name, we want to change in some of these dimensions here. So let's go to this one here. Click OK, and then we can then pick where that door is going to go. And there's all the doors for that level. Right, so this next step we're going to, task number 4, we're going to add and copy the windows. So we're still working on the second floor plan. So we've unhidden the grids. And what we're then going to do is add some windows in. So let's click on the window command. Let's go and select the window that we want. We want to make a tag that happens on placement. And then in essence we're just going to pick where some of the windows are going to go. And once we've kind of picked their position, we can then select them again, and then we're going to move these temporary dimensions so they're more to what we want. So with these temporary dimensions, just like how we can move the walls, we can select the little dot, and then we can drag the dot to something else, and then adjust the element. So we can select the item, we can move the dot to something else, and we can select the element. We can select the temporary dimension and dot, and we can move it to something else. Okay, now we might want to equal these up as well. So what we can do is we can click on the align dimension command, we can select this one, we can select the next one, we can select the next one, we can select the next one, we can then pick the dimension, we can then click equal, and now all the dimensions are equal. Like we did before with the doors, we want to select the dimension, we want to delete it, we want to keep the constraint, so let's go OK. And then using control, we then want to copy these up, so let's pick each of them using control. 1, 2, no, let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then from the modify tab, we then want to say we want to copy them to clipboard. And then we then want to go to paste, and then we want to select align to selected levels, and we want to copy these windows from the 3rd to the 8th floor. We then want to click OK, and then it does this little magic, it's copying them up, and then let's go to our 3D view, and there are the windows that you've just made. Okay, so we want to then have a look at that view, and there they are. Save it, and that's the end of this that's the end of that session.